We use colored labels to kind of do that when we walk in someone's home and say, okay, this is gonna get donated, this is gonna get sold. We'll keep these things and this can go away quickly. Kind of helps you kind of sort your stuff. And then reduce your kitchen items, because we see a lot of kitchen stuff. You know, items that belong to your kids, it's time for them to come get them. That's a big one. If you have any unwanted items, you could sell them, donate them. Maybe there are some family and friends that want them, or if all else fails, we pitch them out. You know, some of the other things we talked about, giving yourself a lot of time. You know, don't wait until you can't do it anymore physically, start doing it now. You know, take it slow, like we talked about, small time limits. You know, turn on some good music or things you like in the background to keep you going. And then if worse comes to worse, if you're really stuck or you have a lot of stuff to go through and you just can't do it, then you hire someone to come help, because they're not biased. They'll come in and take care of it. Yes?
Do you folks hire out?
No, we do it.
No, I mean, you go into the house and do it for someone?
Yes.
Oh. That is good to know.
And then also, for other strategies, take a picture of something that has sentimental value. That always helps as well, because then you can part with that value for that item. Begin with something you're gonna notice, so if you walk in somewhere and you see something that's cluttered, it kind of creates that stress when you walk into your house. But if you were to walk in and take care of that clutter, you're gonna feel better about it. Could be a coat rack, could be a closet, could be anything. So take items one box at a time to donate, or one bag, so it makes it simpler. If you're not sure if something you have is worth a lot of money or any value, take a picture, send it to an estate sale company, send it to us, we can figure out if it has value. So there may be things you wanna sell. Consider storage options, whether it's in your home, buying something you can organize your stuff better with, or if it's climate controlled storage, if you wanna hang on to something. And then the biggest one on that list is start today. Don't, get going on it as soon as possible. So some of these rules we have, which are good strategies we like. One of them is the 20-20 rule. That just means if you can replace something for under $20 in under 20 minutes, you can let it go. You don't have to stress about it. So anything like unused mugs, some smaller appliance things, clothing, toys, there's a lot of things that you can get for under 20 bucks and you can replace quickly. This is one of my favorites, the reverse hanger. So if you have a closet full of clothing, turn all your hangers around that are in the closet. As you go through and wear the item, you put the hanger back to the right side. And what happens is after a little bit of time, you'll see what you wear all the time and then what you don't. And that'll help you decide on what to donate. The other thing that we use is, let's see, the one in, one out policy. I like this one. So if you bring something into the house, something else has to go. It's just basically if you're buying a new any kind of like things you kind of wanted to buy in the store, and you say, hey, I like this item, I'm gonna go replace it with something that's in the home, so you're not always just bringing in more stuff into your house. We also have, let's see, the one item per day. This is an easy, anxiety-friendly way to do things. It's just basically taking one item and just decluttering it that day. It could be something simple, it could be just throwing out a pen that doesn't work anymore. But it's just that progress. As long as you're making some progress, it kind of makes you feel good that you're doing something, one item at a time. And then for the sentimental item, I think there's one more here. I don't see it. But for sentimental items, we want to kind of talk about where that value comes from, because a lot of times we get hung up on the emotions of things that item brings. If it's something that was handed down from family, or someone had passed away and given it to us, it can create some stressful situations when you have to part with that item or trying to think about what to do. So we always encourage people to live in the present moment. Don't get too caught up in those emotions. Stay calm and keep things that bring you happiness, not that bring worriness and sadness and things that are going to interrupt your day. Take a picture, with sentimental items, write a description of the item, like the memory that item evokes. Pass them along to family members. You can donate them to charity or repurpose them into something useful. And then, we have another one this is what I was talking about. So another thing we can do is for the cardboard box test. I like this too. You can put anything you have unused in a box in your house and then put a date on it of 3 months out into the future. If you haven't gone to that box in 3 months, and it's been that long, by the time 3 months comes up, you get notified, oh, it's been, so today's April, so we're in July, and you get notified, oh, let me go check the box. If you didn't take it out of the box, you could just donate it, because you didn't have anything to use there, so nothing of use. And then for selling items, we can do tag sales, which aren't always the most effective. There's things online, Facebook Marketplace is great for this kind of stuff. We use it all the time to sell things. You have things like Poshmark and eBay that kind of are clothing and some furniture and things like that for eBay. There's a couple other ones out there. Reverb is audio equipment. If you have used guitars or things of that nature, anything that deals with audio stuff. Gazelle's use technology. Cherish is for like vintage furniture. And then some thoughts here to kind of go with is decluttering is a lifestyle, not a project. So it's basically, if you're gonna take care of a room today, that's fine, but you should always be kind of decluttering things every so often. It should become a habit, really. Just going through, becoming part of a lifestyle. And then your home is like a garden, it needs space to breathe, which is important. To have space helps you breathe, but it also helps your home as well. It's a very refreshing thing to see a decluttered space. And then our parting thought here is if it's not an empty nest until they get their stuff out of the basement. And then I have some resources, I think. Yeah, so we'll go through a couple of resources on here before we go into questions. But there's a lot of places that'll take items. One of them is Pick Up Please. They help support veterans, and all those resources are in your bag, so you'll see them when you're done. But Pick Up Please is they support veterans. It's basically items that one person can come take out of the house, but they do it for free. You have Donation Town, which is a lookup service for basically charities in Connecticut. There is the Make a Home Foundation, which is also helps veteran families. They have a truck, they'll come pick up furniture and other things you need. They charge a fee for that, but it's based on where you are. There's the New Reach, which is they help the homeless and underprivileged families. They're drop-off only. And then there's 211 of Connecticut, obviously. You can go to 211 and search for donations, and you'll find things that are going on around the state or in your area. So for digital conversions, things that'll take your photo albums and turn them into digital products, there's Ever-Present and Legacy Box. They'll handle all the slides and reels and negatives as well. There's a place that's in Stonington that does it locally. They're a scanning and digitalization service. They'll take your album as well, turn it into like a CD. They're in Mystic and Wilton. And then for books, we have biblio.com, which is a way to look up your textbooks to see if they have any value. Zipit is one that you can sell used books for cash. They could be any kind, fiction, nonfiction books. And then there's another site out there called Olio, which is a way to share and basically give your items to someone who lives around this area and people that need it. It's like a free cycle kind of situation where you can kind of give someone an item they're looking for. And then for antiques, there's pricesforantiques.com and replacements.com, which are great to get, like, there are ways to look up values of antiques, understand what they can get on what people are going to pay for them. So replacements.com does China. They do sterling silver. It's kind of a way to kind of push those out there to see what you can get for them. And they do estate trade as well. All right, I think that's everything I have. Do you have any questions for me?
Do you have phone numbers for those places?
Yeah, so they're all in the guides, yep, phone numbers.
You didn't list them up here.
There should be some phone numbers in there too.
Because I don't have a computer and I have to use a telephone.
Okay.
Backwards.
Yeah, no, that's okay. There should be some with phone numbers. Some are websites, so they may not have direct numbers to them, but they do, you can do, put the 211's out there for sure, if you can call it directly. Yes?
I have a very complicated stamp collection.
Okay.
That my dad left for me, because I enjoyed doing it with him. But I can't even tell you how I've got like 5 books, and then I've got individual stamps.
Okay.
But they're so numerous, I have tried to find people that could give me an estimate.
Yeah.
I've been looking it up in the books that they have, and some of them have been like 2,000, 5,000.
Yeah, some are.
But of course, you have to have somebody who knows the stamp and what it's like. It depends on the edging sometimes.
Yep.
I learned all that stuff. Do you know of anybody, or do you guys do that?
We've gotten some stamps that we've looked at individually. But
Really?
yes, but it's a very time-consuming process.
Oh, it,
And
I
so
know.
it would probably cost more for us to do that than to get, depending on, if you find a big stamp, you know, it could be worth it, but we do work with estate companies as well and things like that, so if we took
Do
pictures,
that.
yes, yeah.
Well, I had somebody give me an estimate locally, and he said $200, and I'm
Oh, for the whole collection?
like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, I don't think so. It's worth much more than that.
Yeah,
And
it's-
I know it is, just by looking. And Manchester used to have people that would come in,
Mhm.
stamp collectors.
Yeah.
And since COVID, they don't come in there anymore. They're on hold for a while.
Okay.
So I haven't been able to find any other place where I can take them.
Yeah, no, they can be very tricky, for sure. But yeah, it's definitely a time-consuming thing.
It is, it is. There's like thousands.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That replacement's unlimited, the last one.
Yeah,
that you showed.
replacements.com.
Okay, you have to send your stuff to Pennsylvania,
Mhm.
and then they have to look at it and tell you whether they want it or not.
Right, so it's a lot of
I mean,
extra
that
stuff.
is very costly,
Yes.
and you have to worry that none of the stuff gets broken on the way.
Better
to
tax.
Pennsylvania.
Gets back to
Yeah.
you.
So, I mean, you know, do they have places around here that, no, you know?
Not around here, unfortunately, for that kind of thing, versus almost, if it's that valuable though, I would almost have someone appraise it here, like an estate person who come in and look at it versus sending it.
Oh, it's just like my China and stuff like that, but, you
Yeah.
know, I've gotten pieces from them when I broke something to replace it. And,
Oh, okay.
So you know, I know they have my pattern, but
Yep.
still.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
effort and time.
You know, I mean, unless you take a car trip down there, you're gonna be paying
Yep.
a lot of money.
Yeah, no, shipping's
To
not.
ship it, and it's
Yep.
not worth it, because they're only giving you a quarter of what its value is.
Right.
What they're charging somebody to rebuy it.